Hello friends, so welcome to this lecture on Azure AD Groups. So in the last lecture we already discussed about the user accounts. So Azure AD Groups are associated with your user accounts only, which we have already studied, whether it is on-premise, B2C or Azure AD user or account, and these groups can be used together again to provide access to organization data and resources depending on the role they have. Like there are 10 users we have combined together, we have created a group, we call it as a group. This basic information we already know, right? So from a security perspective, we should know is that okay, within the security group, we have when we create within the Azure AD, so we have a different type of membership. We have the one is called as assigned, which is basically static in nature, and the other is like dynamic user or a dynamic device. So this is very good feature in case of Azure. So with the help of which lets you this particular feature or dynamic user or a device dynamically you can say use dynamic membership rules basically to automatically add or remove members or devices. So let's say if a particular member attributes changes and the system then it will look at your dynamic group rules for the directory to see if that particular member meets the requirement which is added, and if it is not meeting the requirement then that person will be removed from that particular group. Similarly, it happens to the device. So basically it will check the dynamic group rules only, that okay, what kind of rules have been provided. One thing we need to understand, sorry, one thing we need to understand is that you cannot create dynamic group for either devices or users, right? But not for both. Either can be created, right? Dynamic group either can be created for device or user. You cannot create a device group based on the user device, on the device owner's attribute, right? So this is about the membership we have. Now there are two type of AD groups. When you create the groups within the Azure, we'll see one is called as security group. Like within the security group, we can assign all these membership which we have studied, like static, dynamic user or dynamic device. So security group is basically used to manage group computer access to different resources for users, like developers access to a certain application. So we can create a security group, we can assign the type of membership we want. And the other is like the Office 365 group. Is as you can say, we know that Office 365 is a service that works with other Office 365 tools. We have Outlook is there, Calendar would be there, right? And OneDrive is there. So you can use or you can collaborate with your teammates when writing documents, creating sheets, working on projects, scheduling meetings, sending emails. So to have such kind of activities, you can create the groups that okay, Office 365 group. So we discussed about that okay, on the membership type we can have three types: static and dynamic is like assigned, which is static in nature, and then we discussed about the dynamic user, dynamic device, and then we discussed about the type of AD groups we can create: security group and Office 365, which is particularly for the for doing the or performing the Office 365 related activities or tools. So this is it, friends, in this lecture, a pretty short lecture again. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture.